From stories across the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Nitya Sarachandra.
Good evening, I'm Clifford Richards. First of all, we take a look at the headlines.
Major General Shavendra Silva appointed as the Army Commander. Presidential awards for 70 persons who have committed themselves for the pride of the motherland. The Prime Minister reiterates that any election could be won easily. A letter from 57 UNP members to the Prime Minister regarding their presidential candidate. The Asian Development Bank grants for the first time nearly 30 million rupees for the development of the railway service. An inquiry into fraud allegations against former Sudanese president begins.
Now in your top story this evening, Major General Shavendra Silva has been appointed as the new Army Commander by President Maithripala Sirisena. With this appointment, he has been promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General. Major General Shavendra Silva is the 23rd Army Commander of the Sri Lanka Army. He has received his letter of appointment at the Presidential Secretariat. He was earlier functioning as the Chief of Staff of the Army. President Secretary Uday Arsanaviratne and Defence Secretary General Shanta Kottegowda were also present at the occasion. Shavendra Silva joined the Sri Lanka Army as a cadet officer in 1984. Later on, he was promoted to the ranks of Executive General of the Army and Commander of the Gajba Regiment. His significant contribution to the humanitarian operation of 2009 against the LTTE is considered a striking feature of his 34-year-old military career. He also held the posts of Deputy Permanent Representative and Ambassador of Sri Lanka at the United Nations. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in philosophy from the Harvard University and also received a Bachelor degree in Defence and Strategic Studies in India.
National Awards 2019 awards presentation was conducted on a grand scale at the BMICH today. President Maithripala Sirisena presided over this event. The objective of the ceremony was to appreciate dignified Sri Lankans who have committed to uphold the proud heritage and honour of the motherland and those who have committed towards its progress. 70 individuals who have rendered maximum contributions for the progress in their fields, including science, art, and others, were felicitated with exceptional awards. Their names were decorated with honorary titles: Deshamanya, Deshabandhu, Vidya Jyoti, Kalakirti, Sri Lanka, Chakamani, Vidya Nidhi, Kalashuri, Sri Lanka Tilaka, Veera Pratapa, and Sri Lankan Ranjana. Two non-Sri Lankan citizens were presented with awards, Sri Lanka Ratna and Sri Lankan Ranjana. The highest award, Sri Lanka Ratna, presented to a Sri Lankan and by Sri Lanka to non-Sri Lankan citizens, was handed over to international diplomat Yasushi Akashi for his role in establishing peace in Sri Lanka. His services in the capacity of Japanese government representative for reconstruction and rehabilitation in Sri Lanka were also highly appreciated on this occasion. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya, MPs and ministers and foreign diplomats also attended. Two Virodhara Vibhushana medals were presented to two war heroes by President Maithripala Sirisena at the Presidential Secretariat today. Corporal Ratnayaka of the Sri Lanka Air Force was presented with one of the awards for the heroic act of saving the lives of 4 persons who were about to be drowned in the lagoon in Batticaloa in 2016. The other Virodhara Vibhushana medal was awarded posthumously to SLAF officer YMS Yaparatna, who was killed as a result of loosening the grip of defensive aid in an Air Force operation conducted in 2017 for those affected by floods. President's Secretary Uday Arsanaviratne, Defense Secretary General Shanta Kottegowda and other security chiefs were present on the occasion.
3 new European envoys accredited to Sri Lanka presented their credentials to President Maithripala Sirisena at the President's House in Colombo today. The government of the United Kingdom appointed Ms. Sarah Ann Pascal Hulton as the High Commissioner of the United Kingdom to Sri Lanka in succession of her former British Commissioner James Doris. She presented her credentials to the President at the President's House today. The government of Norway has appointed Ms. Trine Urenli Eskidal as the ambassador of Norway to Sri Lanka in succession of former Norwegian ambassador Torbjørn Gausetside. She also presented credentials to President Maithripala Sirisena. The government of the Netherlands appointed Ms. Tanja Gongrijp as the ambassador of the Netherlands to Sri Lanka in succession of her former Dutch ambassador Joanne Dunevaart. She presented her credentials to the president. Addressing the new envoys, the president said that all three countries represented by the new envoys have excellent long-standing relations with Sri Lanka. The president also said that all three envoys, being women of outstanding achievements, are a standing empowerment for women across the world. The three envoys conveyed the best wishes of their respective government to President Sirisena and emphasized they would endeavour to further strengthen bilateral relations and cooperation during their tenure in Sri Lanka. State Minister of Foreign Affairs Vasantha Senanayake, Secretary to the President Uday R. Seniviratne, Foreign Secretary Ravinath Arya Singha and Additional Secretary Asala Virakun were also present at the occasion.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says that any forthcoming election could be won extremely easily. The Prime Minister, participating in a meeting at Temple Trees today, further said that all in the UNP should unite and form a new alliance to come forward strongly. The meeting of Matara, Hambantota, Kalutara and Nuwara district local government representatives was held at Temple Trees. Attention has been focused on this occasion on the rural infrastructure facilities implemented in 2019 and their progress. The Premier said that they must now get ready for the vote. He added that they are able to win. If they could go forward through a unity of an alliance, they must do so. The Prime Minister further said that the Pradesh Sabha and Provincial Council ministers and the organisers must join hands to work. He added that there was no government other than the present government which can render so much of service to the people. Therefore, he said that they should talk on these activities. The Premier has requested them to go on their respective areas to commence work. A group including Minister Sagala Ratnayaka attended this event.
Now, Minister Sajith Premadasa says that the country cannot be carried forward merely through military security. He reiterates that economic, social and political security will also have to be established to create a developed and peaceful country. Minister Sajith Premadasa made these remarks at the ceremony to declare open Sir Alikal Vihara Gama reawakened village in Iriagola Mathale today. This was the 257th model village built under the Samata 7 Yalipi Bidena Udagamanu program. The village is comprised of 23 houses built at a cost of 30.6 million rupees. Minister Sajith Premadasa said that some are analysing national defence in an extremely narrow perspective. However, this military security is an essential feature to a country. In developed countries, discussions on national security are not restricted to military security. Those countries also focus attention on economic, political and social security as well. He added that national security of a country would be consolidated only through creation of a strong national policy. In order to strengthen national security, the people of the country should receive the benefits of economic growth. He further said that he wishes to state with pleasure that he would fully accept the responsibility of creating national security.
මේ රටේ ජීවත් වන පුරවැසියන් ලක්ෂ 220ම එයාගේ හදවතේ අවංක සිතිවිලි තිබෙන්නට ඕන ජාතික ආරක්ෂාව පිළිබඳ. මේ රටේ ජාතික ආරක්ෂාව හැම අතින්ම ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීමේ ඒ පූර්ණ වගකීම සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස බාර ගන්නවායි කියන එක මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා.
Several development programs were also conducted in parallel to the village opening ceremony. State Ministers Vasantha Aluvihara and Ranjit Aluvihara were present at these occasions.
A group of UNP parliamentarians say that they have forwarded a letter to the Prime Minister under their signatures regarding the presidential candidate. This was disclosed after a group meeting of the party at Temple Trees this evening. The meeting was presided over by Prime Minister. Non-cabinet minister Dr. Harsha De Silva said that this morning that they have discussed on their candidate. 57 MPs have signed a letter and handed over to the Premier. He also said that they have decided to conduct talks with the Prime Minister on this issue either tomorrow or the day after. The letter requests to have talks between the working committee and the UNP MPs. Further, he said that they hope to decide on the presidential candidate at this meeting. He also said that the day after tomorrow, the UNPs would receive a response regarding this issue. Japanese Special Envoy for Peace, Building, Rehabilitation and Reconstruction in Sri Lanka, Yasushi Akashi, met the opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa for talks today. The Japanese Special Envoy met the former president at his official residence. Former ministers Professor G.L. Paris and Kaylee Rabukwella and Japanese officials were present on this occasion.
Mahevara Pierce building constructed on behalf of the Ministry of Labour will be vested with the general public tomorrow. The 32-storied building with a height of 155 meters is regarded as the highest building belonging to a state institution. The new building is located near Narayanpeta town. The Ministry of Labour, the Department of Labour, the Employees Trust Fund are scheduled to be housed in the building. In addition, several divisions of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka and the Department of Inland Revenue are also scheduled to be located in the new building. Minister Ravindra Samaravira says it will be possible to provide many services required by the Labour Task Force under one roof. The building is comprised of 50,000 square meters. It was constructed at a cost of 8,557 million rupees. The Asian Development Bank has agreed to grant 28,980 million rupees for the development of the local railway service. Now, this is the first occasion of the ADB providing funds for railway development. The relevant agreement is scheduled to be signed tomorrow. It has been planned to implement 8 projects utilizing these funds. Activities such as the reservation of seats and issuance of tickets, setting up of Colombo Railway Control Office and the railway headquarters, as well as a railway training centre, are expected to be carried out under the program. In addition, development of the Kalani Valley Railway Line and construction of a storied housing complex near the Malepala railway station and the setting up of a factory are to be conducted. Plans are underway to complete the project by 2025. Transport Minister Arjuna Ranatunga disclosed these facts at a media briefing at Temple Trees today.
Well, Sri Lanka has offered to assist Indian Ocean Brim Association members in anti-piracy efforts as a part of the regional body's maritime security work plan, which was finalized recently. During the meeting, Sri Lanka has also reiterated its interest in setting up a regional maritime information fusion center in the south, the Foreign Ministry said in a media statement. The Indian Ocean has been acknowledged as one of the world's busiest and the most critical trade corridors, carrying 2/3 of the global oil shipments and 1/3 of the bulk cargo, and hosting the most critical sea lanes of communication directly impacting global trade and economy. IORA finalized a 2-year work plan focusing on building an integrated policy and developing a framework for maritime security during its first Maritime Safety and Security Working Group meeting in Colombo this month. Sri Lanka will take the lead role in assessing the progress made by IORA countries in implementing the projects outlined under the work plan. Sri Lanka also offered to undertake to support member states in capacity building related to anti-piracy and SAR activities, as well as engaging in research connected to specific MSS challenges. At present, there are 22 countries in IORA who were represented by the foreign delegates during its first meeting. Foreign Secretary Ravinath Arisinghe had pointed out that Sri Lanka would ensure the freedom of navigation routes with vital for regional security and stability.
Now, Judicial Medical Officer of the Palai Regional Hospital was arrested by the army last evening on charges of connection with terrorist activities. The arrested suspect is a 41-year-old physician, Sinai Sivaruban. He has been handed over to the Jaffna Terrorist Investigation Unit. Police media spokesman SP Rohan Gunasekara said the suspect is being detained and interrogated at the Jaffna police station. 2 more activists belonging to the National Tawheed Jamaat and Jamaat-e Millat-e Ibrahim organizations have been arrested on information received by the State Intelligence Service. The two suspects were Muhammadu Sahir Muhammadu Azan of Daskara Gelioe in Kandy and Muhammadi Authan Anis Muhammad of Hirimbura Lane Gaul. They were of the ages 22 and 24 years respectively. Muhammad Azan was reported to have participated in a training camp conducted by Zaran in Nuarelia. He was known by his alias Abu Amara in the terrorist organization. Anis Muhammad was known in the terrorist organization by the name Abu Zubair. He was also reported to have undergone training in the Nuarelia camp. The raid was conducted by the officials of the Ampara police station through the supervision of the SP in charge of the Ampara division. Venerable Maga Kande Sudatha Thera submitting a complaint so that several officials of the Colombo Crime Division are having contacts with Kanjipane Imran. Police media spokesman SP Rohan Gunasekara said at a media briefing today that investigations are being conducted on the complaint of Venerable Sudatha Thera.
Now, normally we think that politicians do not have spare time to engage in fun and frolic due to their duties and also their various responsibilities. However, we have received information regarding a minister engaged in recreational activities despite the heavy work schedule. Now, who is this minister? Well, the Singhabhimane photographic exhibition depicting the beauty of nature will be conducted till the 21st of this month at the premises of the Old Dutch Hospital in Fort in Colombo. The exhibition is open from 10:30 in the morning to 10:30 at night. The photographer of the exhibits is Minister Patali Champika Ranavaka. The collection of photos recorded in the lens of his camera will be on display.
Nearly 85 kilos of substance suspected to be heroin were found in a multi-day craft owned by 4 Sri Lankans. The vessel was apprehended by the Navy on the 10th of July. The contraband was detected upon inspection of the craft of judicial orders. The multi-day craft was taken into custody at sea closer to Gaul. The samples of drugs similar to heroin and hashish were found upon inspection by Police Anti-Narcotics Bureau. The carefully concealed heroin drug was found yesterday. A foreign fishing trawler with 6 Iranian nationals was apprehended in the southern seas of Sri Lanka on the 11th of July. 70 kilos of heroin were found in this boat as well. Investigations were conducted following suspicions that there would have been some connection between the local craft, which was apprehended a day before. 4.5 kilograms of hashish narcotics were found and 500 grams of ice narcotics were found in a house in Pubutugama, Uzvatakeyava. The raid was conducted according to intelligence information received by the Kandana police station. 2 suspects were also arrested. They were residents of Matakulia. The police say that the stock of narcotics valued over 10 million rupees was imported from India. Now, in your stock update this evening, the all shares price index closed at 5,869.07 points, dropped by 25.44 points, and the S&P SL index closed at 2,896.14 points, also dropped by 9.67 points at the end of trading in the Colombo Stock Exchange today. Now, turnover was over 622 million rupees. Now, in your weather update this evening, the Met Department reports showery conditions in the southwestern part of the island to enhance during the next few days. Now, showers or thunder showers will occur at northern, western, central, Sabaragamu and northwestern provinces and in the Gaul and Madura districts. Showers or thunder showers will also occur at several places elsewhere, particularly Eastern Province and the Badula district. After 2 p.m. heavy falls about 100 millimeters are likely at some places in Western and Sabaragamu provinces and in Gaul and Madura districts. Fairly heavy falls about 50 millimeters are expected in some places in Batticaloa and Ampara districts. The department said that there may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers, and the general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by lightning activity.
Well, it's time to end the news, isn't it, right there? Do enjoy the rest of the programs. Take care and good night.
Good night.